In this session, we're going to explain the concept of aliases, how to create a permanent alias, and how to create a temporary alias. So what an alias is it's a way to have your own custom name or your own custom shortcut name for a certain command or a certain command along with its options. So to explain this, let's say for example, we're going to take the command clear as an example here. So what the command clear does is it clears out the content on your terminal. So let's say for example I wrote ls-lh and I want to clear up this area. So I want a new clean terminal. So if I simply write clear and hit enter, you're going to see that now I have a new clean terminal. It really isn't a new terminal because if you scroll up, you are going to see that everything is still here. So what clear does is it simply scrolls down the terminal just up until the point where you cannot see what you've written before. So let's say for example I want, rather than writing clear, I want to write CLS. So every time I want to write CLS and hit enter, I want the terminal, I want the Linux OS to understand to run clear instead. If I hit enter on CLS right now, it's going to say there's no command called CLS. So to set an alias, we're going to first set a temporary alias, which is going to be valid only for this session, and then we're going to see how we can set a permanent one. So to set a temporary one, I'm going to write the word alias, and then I'm going to write what I want the alias to be named. So CLS, for example, and I'm going to write equal. I'm going to open up single quotes, and I'm going to write within the single quotes what the command is going to be. So in our case, I'm going to write clear and hit enter, and like so, this alias has now been saved. So if I hit CLS now and hit enter, you're going to see that it doesn't give out an error anymore, and it works exactly as the other command did. But this is a temporary alias. So that means if I close up this session and open up a new one and try to write CLS another time, it's not going to recognize that command anymore. So if I want to set up a permanent alias, I need to add that sentence we just wrote, that line just wrote, alias, the alias name I want, equal, single quotes, sorry, not double quotes, single quotes, and write clear here for example. I need to add that line into a file called .bash underscore aliases. Now that .bash underscore aliases resides in your user folder, so it's going to be in /home/Ibrahim in our example. So how would I add this line into /home/Ibrahim.bash aliases? And by the way, the .bash underscore aliases file might not be created by default, so the command we're going to use is going to create it anyways, but I'm just saying that in case you do not find that file by default in your system, that's perfectly normal. So I'm gonna use a easy method, or the method I like to use to add a line to a file, which is I'm going to use the echo command. I'm gonna put the line I want to add between double quotes, so the echo command is gonna echo out this sentence right here, okay, the one I want to add, and I'm going to use the output redirection of two greater than signs to append that line here into that file. And as we know, the append redirection or the dump redirection, so just using one single greater than sign, both of them, you're going to create that file if it's not there. Okay, so if I hit enter right now, you're going to see that that command actually worked. If I cat out /home/Ibrahim.bash underscore aliases, you're going to see that that line has been successfully added. However, if I try out the cls command right now, it's actually not going to work. Why is that? Because that file .bash_aliases is loaded into memory when this session opened up. So currently it has not been loaded again. But if I close this session and start a new one, CLS command is going to be recognized every single time. So just to test it out, write ls-lh. If I write CLS right now, the command is going to work just fine. Let's do another example. Let's say I want to change the rm command for it to be, every time I run it, rm-i, the interactive option. So it would ask me for confirmation before deleting any file. Just to see as an example, if I try to delete any file right now, let's say that file called new_file, if I hit enter, it's going to delete it right away. What if I want to change that? I'm going to use an alias. So let's do exactly the same thing. I'm going to write alias. I'm going to press an equal sign, single quotes, and I'm going to say rm equal rm-i. Alright, and I'm going to use the echo like I did the last time. I'm going to put these into double quotes. I'm going to use the append redirection again, and I'm going to put them into .bash_alias. I'm already standing in /home/Ibrahim, so I can just write the logical path, and I'm going to hit enter. And again, I'm going to just close that session to show you that it loads up when a new session is opened. And let's write out the command here. So let's say I want to remove that file, file2.txt. Let's hit rm file2.txt. Now when I hit enter, it says remove regular file. So the alias works just fine. It's going to understand that rm right now by default means rm-i. If I hit a y and enter, of course, it's going to delete that file.